Thank you so much. So I guess, do you mind saying your name and your position here at Avid?
Oh, sure. My name is Janet Geddes. I am the owner and founder of Avid Bookshop here in Athens, with 2 locations, one on Prince Avenue and then this one here at 5 Peaks.
Perfect. So I guess to start off, what made you want to open a bookstore? Like, why books?
I'm obsessed with books and reading, and I think for a long time people would ask me, just in getting to know you, they'd ask, like, oh, what are your hobbies? And I always felt a little silly being like, reading?
Yeah.
So it was the main thing I really enjoy doing and always have. And I think being a lover of words and reading, I just always sort of gravitated to different job opportunities that seemed like jobs I should be doing, like teaching or being a writer, and none of them really fit the bill, especially because I'm super gregarious and I also like to have my hands on a lot of things at once. And so, like a lot of people who love to read, owning a bookstore was one of my dream jobs, but I never really entertained the thought as a possibility until about 2007, after I'd gotten a graduate degree and was ready to take on the world with any other number of careers. I realized that this is the one that kind of combined everything I really loved and also allowed me to stay in Athens and do something good for the community while also providing jobs to other book nerds like me.
Yeah, for sure. So were you nervous at all about opening a bookstore here? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, when I first opened, that's when ebooks were sort of all the rage, and I knew all the research indicating that they weren't going to take over print books, but the media often would have a slightly different take on things. And so over and over, especially the first couple of years, people would come in and be like, wow, I can't believe you're doing this, especially with ebooks on the rise. And I would say, actually, they've plateaued and they're not selling that well. And also, I wouldn't put literally everything I own on the line to do something if I didn't believe it would work. It was a very conscious, well thought out, super planned decision to open a business, and it was a huge risk, and I was and still am nervous about it, but I can't imagine doing anything else. So.
Did you see, I guess, first question, how long have you been in Athens? And then the follow-up, did you see that market originally when you came here for bookstores like Avid to be successful?
Yeah, so I moved here in summer of 2004 for graduate school. I had visited Athens a bunch of times over the years and had a lot of friends from high school who went here, and my sister went here, so I was familiar with the town. And I moved here to get a master's in gifted and creative education and creativity theory, which I loved. But while I was here, I would go to Borders, because that was close to my house, which is a chain bookstore that closed down a month before my store opened. But there was a really great used bookstore downtown called Jackson Street, but used books are usually not my jam. It's not my area of expertise as a book person, and it's not really typically what I read. And so I would always think I just want to go to a quaint little neighborhood bookshop and browse and talk to other people who work there, or talk to people who work there who really love to read. And then as I realized, I got a little disenchanted with the idea of teaching, which was never something I was passionate about. I was good at it, but not passionate about it. And I started doing research on a bookstore, and I discovered through research that Athens is the quintessential perfect town for a bookstore. Is that really loud? I hope that's not for me. And that is, we have a really strong university presence, strong library system, a lot of people who are really focused on making the place where they live. A lot of people who are really focused on making the place where they live a really economically and culturally vibrant place. And at the time, too, there was no independent bookstore that hosted events and kind of focused on reader engagement. And when I would describe Athens to people, and I'd say I want to open a bookstore in Athens, people outside of the area would be like, wait, aren't there a lot there? It doesn't make sense that Athens wouldn't have a bunch of bookstores. I'd be like, there isn't one. And so the opportunity was definitely wide open for it. And after I eventually got enough money to do it, I was the person to bring it here, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I guess, do you have any numbers, maybe about how many books y'all sell a year? I know that's probably a really hard number to estimate.
Sorry, not for us.
Okay.
That truck is much scarier than the regular
one.
Okay. I don't, but I could look that up. But we definitely have seen sales grow almost every year. We sell a lot to customers who walk in the store. We also sell a lot online, and we have other programs like we work with a lot of local schools and organizations to sell books in bulk or to bring authors to the schools. So we sell a lot of items that you don't necessarily ever end up on the shelves in here for regular customers to just stumble across. And then we also do a really robust subscriptions program where we mail a book every month to all of our subscribers based explicitly on that person's interests. So people who are on the paperback subscription, everybody gets a different book based on like a questionnaire they filled out. So we have a lot that we do sort of behind the scenes in addition to this. But yeah, it's growing, and we've gone from like me and a couple part-timers to now we have 20 people on staff, about half of whom are full-time. So
Do you see any plans for, because I know y'all have the 2 locations, do you think y'all would expand anywhere else for a physical location?
I don't anticipate expanding again. The only thing I've thought of doing, if the opportunity arises, would be to expand one of our stores where it already is. But that would mean, like, we really love our neighbors here and on Prince Avenue, and so I first of all would never wish ill will on any local business or any business at all, because I know how hard it is. So it would only be a matter of like if our neighbors on Prince or if our neighbors here said, we're really successful and we're choosing to leave the space, but we don't want to lose our neighbors. But that's kind of right now the only thing I'm thinking of, because operating 2 stores is way more than twice the work. I thought it was going to be less than twice the work, but it's way more. And so I don't think it would be sustainable for us unless we really got inventive. So
Right. So I guess how do you measure markers of success for your bookstores? Like what indicators are you like, this means that we're doing something really, really good?
we have a lot of ways that we measure our successes, and they're both like qualitative and quantitative. So a lot of the time we look at, from a business perspective, we look at how sales have grown or not, how certain market areas we're really trying to attract are growing, the number of events we host and the quality of those events. So we've actually cut down on the number of events we host in order to provide more support for the authors that we do decide to work with. We also measure success by a lot of things that sometimes can be things that we don't even share with the public. So that could be like personally written thank you notes from someone who came to Avid and was really impressed with the customer service and felt really seen when they were here browsing. And that means as much or more to us as the sales numbers do, just knowing like one of the missions of the store is to have like an open, welcoming space for everybody, regardless of where they come from, what they look like. And so a lot of the time we'll get private messages from people saying like, hey, by the way, I was having a really bad day, and I went into the bookstore and like it just turned my day around, and that matters a lot to us too. And also just for me as a boss, making sure that my staff feels like they have the freedom to have autonomy in their jobs, and that they're happy at work, and that they're able to express their opinions and exercise creativity within the framework that we've created for the business. So I analyze a lot all the time.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess for you, what does a typical day look like with juggling 2 bookstores?
My every day is different. I've been really involved with industry-wide. I don't know.
Sorry, I guess it's a really busy day.
This is not, usually I sit out here and work. I don't know what's happening today. Should I wait, or can you still hear me?
Do you mind waiting just like a couple?
No.
Hopefully I don't know, actually.
Just turn it off.